Hey guys, welcome to this for whoever reading. If you are drawn in by the title of this reading, then there may be a message that is significant for you to receive. Just make sure that you watch till the end because sometimes it may not resonate at first, but then you find that it resonates as time goes on. Also, I do offer personal readings, so if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find all the information in the description box below. All right, let's get started. I have seduction coming out. Okay, so this may be an energy where you are being tempted by something around you. This can be a seduction of, needing to kind of find a passion in your life, or this could be an energy that is seducing you of some kind or tempting you in some way. This can be a person. This can be, just in regards to like maybe a job that is over promising, maybe it's promising a lot more pay and saying you don't have to work as many hours. This can be one of those like bait and switch kind of things, or this can even be just a need to add a little bit more passion to your life and whatever it is you're doing. But let's go further into this and see where this is leading. I have transformation, okay, becoming me. So again, this is also, indicative of the fact that with the seduction, this is saying becoming more of you. So this seduction might be your energy, and it's saying embrace the seductive energy that you have now entered into. Maybe you've gone through a period of rebirth and transformation, which is never easy. So congratulations. And it's saying, hey, you know what? You're starting to feel really good in the skin that you're in because you're now feeling, like a whole new person. Okay. So this is saying embrace, if I can get the word out. This is saying embrace that energy, embrace the new, you and who you are and what you're becoming, even if you don't fully know who that is now. It's oftentimes when we go through a significant transformation, it's death and rebirth, and we've had to let go everything about ourselves that maybe we've ever even known. Okay. And so we may be, you may be in an energy where you're starting to rediscover yourself and you don't really know what that looks like, but it's saying have a beautiful seductive energy of being discovering who you are now, of opening yourself up to the possibilities of who you are now and who you're becoming, and don't be afraid to embrace those things. Okay, oftentimes when we hear the word seduction, it can kind of throw us off a little bit and we start to think like, but what this is saying is seduce yourself with life. Okay, this is sadness and anger. Okay. So this is saying again, you've been through a lot. Anyone who's going through a significant transformation or has been or has come out the other side of it, whatever, where you are in this process, it can be a long process. Okay. So just hold tight. But this is saying that you maybe experience different bouts of sadness and anger. And this is pretty normal. Okay. So when we go through a significant transformation, a death and a rebirth, again, there's a lot of endings. Okay. And even though this is for our highest good, and typically when you're going through this, you kind of get, an awareness at some point along the line that things that are just no longer serving you, no longer aligning with you, even if they weren't, terribly bad, are falling away for good reason to align you into a better position with, things that aren't meant for you. But it doesn't mean that we don't go through a lot of emotions during this process. So you may be kind of having a little bit of an emotional, kind of like up and down all around and, feeling type of way different days. And that's okay because these things are coming to surface to help you, especially during this period of time, which is, what we call eclipse season. And the purpose of eclipse season is to help you to fully release all of those kind of like really deep down emotions and things that we have kind of inadvertently stored away because of all of the things that we've been through in life. Okay. Life is very challenging, as I'm sure you're aware. And so oftentimes we think that we processed everything fully, but oftentimes we've stored a lot of stuff in the body itself. And so we're not even aware that they're still there and still, affecting us and our decisions in ways that we don't even know they are. So what this does is it purges things. It brings it to the surface to purge it and release it. Okay. So this might be an energy that you're going through and it may be feeling a little bit uncomfortable to you. So what this is saying is just ride the waves of that uncomfortability. Know that it's serving a purpose of, purging and purifying you during this period of transformation so that it can make room for a higher level of energy to take place so that you can attract in higher level things for yourself. Okay. But this is saying, maybe take a, stance of having a passion in regards to discovering yourself and seeing this as a beautiful new time of rediscovering yourself and who you are instead of focusing on the, emotions themselves. Maybe just kind of disregard them a little bit in knowing that this is just kind of part of the process. It really doesn't mean that anything's wrong, okay? I have unwavering faith. You are being asked to have faith in the unseen. Again, this is kind of going over again what I was just saying. Just because things are uncomfortable doesn't mean they're wrong. And it doesn't mean that things are bad or that you're going backwards or that you're not making any progress at all. Okay. You might be thinking in your mind. Sometimes, when we go through this process, we feel a little crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay. Like I have been through deaths and rebirths many, 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 many times. As a light worker, we tend to go through a lot. Okay. So, I can say with certainty that it makes you feel a little crazy. It makes you start to question yourself. So you might be at this energy where you're starting to question your own sanity or you're questioning if anything's going anywhere. And you're kind of like, look, I literally just lost almost everything in my life that maybe meant something to me at one point in time. And now here I am transforming and I'm supposed to like think this is some great thing, but it doesn't feel so great. Like, when is this going to end? So you might be in this energy of that. Okay. So you're being asked to have faith in the unseen at this time. Have faith in the process that it's taking to transform you because this is just part of the process. It's like the chrysalis, right? The caterpillar going into the chrysalis to turn into the beautiful butterfly. Well, it doesn't just happen overnight, but the caterpillar doesn't sit there because it's uneasy and be like, oh man, how's it going to feel to be in that chrysalis? Do I really want to sit in that thing? Like, not able to move for how long? Like, and then I'm going to come out a beautiful butterfly and life is great, right? So this might be the energy that you're in. Okay. So just, take a breath. Maybe you're getting a little worked up like I am. I can feel the energy here, but this is just saying, it's okay. Everything that you're feeling here, even though it might be uneasy, you need to just understand that this is part of the process. Even though it's uncomfortable at this time, you just need to kind of have faith that things are moving the way that they are. You're exactly where you're meant to be, and things are playing out in your favor right now. You are in the middle of a significant transformation, and it is uncomfortable at times. It is going to feel like a roller coaster, and you are going to question your sanity at times, okay? But it's okay. Things are happening for your highest good here. I can assure you that. Well, let's jump into the tarot and see if I can get some more details. Maybe there's going to be some things that you're not seeing that might prove helpful for you to understand that you're in this process and that it's okay. Okay. Let's take a look at the overall energy here. Got like something, right? Okay, the overall energy here, I have the Three of Cups, okay? So this is saying that there might be an energy where you may need to surround yourself or you are surrounding yourself with people that are meaningful to you that are still in your life, okay? So oftentimes when we go through a transformation, we lose a lot of people on our path, okay? We lose significant soulmate relationships anywhere from family, friends, coworkers, jobs, romantic relationships, you name it, they're all targeted at that point, okay? So if they're no longer in alignment with your highest good, they're not going to go along with you, okay? So you may have discovered that a lot of these things are changing and falling away from your life, okay? But the people that are still there may be asking you to make sure that you turn into those people, those friendships, those relationships, those children, those whatever it is you have that are still meaningful in your life, to make sure that you're spending time with them, okay? Maybe start to look at life and find some kind of joy in it in the little moments that you can, okay? Because that's going to help you shift and balance some of those emotions and things that are purging and changing inside of you right now during this time of transformation. So you need to focus on kind of like the happy things that are still left in your life that are going positively so that you can keep a positive mindset moving forward. Okay. So this may even be asking you to connect with, maybe some close friends, maybe go out for a girls' night or a boys' night or something and just kind of get out, go to a movie, go out to eat, go do something where you can kind of relax and get your mind off of these things and don't take life so seriously, because with all of these significant changes, it's normal to just have them feel a little bit hard to deal with at this time. So you want to make sure you take a lighthearted, energy toward this so that you can make a positive outcome through this. Okay. Let's take a look at the recent past, see how things got where they are, see what got us here. Okay, with the recent past, I have the Hangman and the Eight of Wands. Okay, this is a little bit of a like kind of like go, stop, go kind of energy. Okay. This is saying that here in the recent past, you may have had to really look at situations and people and things in your life that were no longer serving you and make hard choices to move away from them. Okay. This may have even been asking you to just kind of look at those situations from the past, to have a review of them. Oftentimes, we're called to review situations in our life so that we can make sure that we're taking the lessons along with us, and that we're also releasing some of that old, kind of like trauma that it may have caused us. Okay. And I don't mean trauma like trauma, and it could be, but this is just a way of kind of getting those old stuck emotions that I was talking about, and feelings and things from those past, maybe even just memories, and get them out of us. Okay. So this is an energy where maybe you were kind of standing still because you were in this holding period, being asked to really look at and review these past situations in your life and what's changed and why, before things could then pick up and move forward. Okay. So it looks like that might be the energy that you're entering into now. Okay. Let's take a look at the present and see. In the present energy, it doesn't surprise me. I have judgment. And this is saying that you're being called to answer the call of this transformation. This is saying surrender, okay? Just like that unwavering faith card that's saying you are being asked to have faith in the unseen. This is saying that though you are feeling these significant changes, you are being called nonetheless, okay? With the judgment card, there's a significant period point in time here where you have, things just need to fall away, and things need to be kind of addressed, and there needs to be a little bit of a kind of like, you know understanding of that. Okay, so with the judgment card coming out here, there is a need to understand what's happening here and to surrender to it so that these things can take place for your highest and greatest good. If there's any sort of resistance that you're giving here, like with this hangman energy, and things are trying to move forward but you're kind of inadvertently pushing against the energies and moving forward in this change because it's uncomfortable for you, or you don't want things to fall away from it, it's saying that you need to surrender to that. Okay, and if you are surrendering to this and you're allowing these things to play out, just know that this is exactly what's happening right now. The energy that you're in and why it feels uncomfortable is because there's just kind of a reckoning with the past and a little bit of a collide with the future here. Okay, so you're just in this very weird, significant period of time where things are significantly changing in your life, and you're starting to begin to really understand why those things had to fall away, perhaps. Okay, let's take a look at the near future for you. Near future, I have strength coming out. And this is saying here in the near future, even though things are not clear for you, even though things are very foreign and unknown to you now because everything may have changed in your life, or very significant points or parts of your life have changed, and you may not recognize yourself or the situations around you. You may be in a little bit of a haze right now and not really understanding fully everything or accepting everything, and that's okay. But this is saying here in the near future, you're going to be stronger and more resilient because of what you've been through. Okay, and this is going to allow you to be, become more yourself. Okay, more your true self. Here you have, become the best me, right? And this is saying that you're going to really become the best you, and you're going to see just how strong you are with how much you've been through, and be strong enough to go into the future. Because if you can handle a lot of these things, especially a significant time of transformation, you can really handle anything. Okay, so just have that. You're going to have a beautiful strength and resilience in you that you're going to be able to take forward to you into the future. Okay, let's take a look at some advice for you. For the advice, I have the Three of Swords and the Page of Pentacles coming out. And this is saying, hey, there may have been a lot of loss. There may have been a lot of heartbreak that's taken place. You may have been significantly hurt here in these situations, or even just having to leave them behind, or for them falling away without you ideally wanting them to fall away. But this is saying that for every heartbreak, there was a lesson, okay? There was a significant lesson that is making you stronger and more resilient, like I had said earlier, with what's going to come here in the near future, okay? So it's a matter of changing your perspective and rising above what's happening here, rising above the chaos of what's taking place, and understand that there's a lesson for everything that you've been through. Okay, there is good reason for this, and it's just a matter of asking you to have faith in the fact that everything's happening for your highest good. Everything is playing out exactly the way it's meant to play out. Everything is exactly as it should be, and you need to just kind of, have faith in the fact that that is okay. So learn those lessons from the past so that you can then integrate them and implement them into the future, so that you then don't repeat things from the past that may not have gone the way that you had wanted them to go. Okay, let's take a look at what's hidden here. Here's just something that you're not seeing that would prove helpful. I have the Empress here. Okay. This is exactly what you're transforming into. Okay. So what's hidden here is you don't even realize that the Empress is all four queens. It means that when you get into Empress mode in a significant transformation like this, you are entering into a beautiful realm of having mastered all of those energies. Okay. And that does not come easy. This is literally mastering all of those queens. This is all of the queens in one. Okay. This is a beautiful energy of saying, I am going to be able to transform into an energy that is able to recognize my strengths, understand where I've been and why, and step into a beautiful leadership role of some kind. Okay. Even if that's just a leadership role in your own life, it's going to make you stronger and more confident in the fact that you can do whatever you want to do in this life. The Empress automatically enters into a beautiful energy, knowing that she can create it all. She knows that she can give birth to anything that she wants and needs, and she doesn't need to push or try to work in an energy of fear or anything like that that has to do with the ego. Usually the Empress is sitting here and on her throne, and she's confident in the fact that she doesn't really need that ego to know that everything will be provided for. Okay. And so you need to kind of surrender into this beautiful energy that you're transforming into, because you're going to be entering into an energy where you just no longer need to be working out of a place of fear. So usually when we're transitioning into a significant transformation into the Empress energy, this is usually indicative of the fact that the death and rebirth that you're having is so significant because it needed to basically kill off the ego, if that makes sense. Okay. Because when we're in the ego, we're running from a state of the lower chakras, which is basically just like our most basic animal instincts. Okay. And typically this is working off of fear, anxiety, control, just that ego in general. Okay. And it's never really producing anything good. It typically will only manifest outward challenges for us to face and overcome. Well, when you move beyond the ego and you're able to kind of master those energies and enter into the Empress mode, you no longer are going to be working out of those lower, chakras anymore. Everything's going to be aligned the way that it needs to be moving through the full chakra system and upgraded so that you can then move into a place where you're manifesting your reality from a place of knowing that all will be provided for you and you're capable of creating whatever it is you want or need to create. Okay. But not from a place of fear or lack. Okay. So let's take a look here at what you don't see coming in the coming weeks. Maybe there's something here that will play out beautifully that you're going to be able to have to look forward to. So let's see the coming weeks. Let me see this. Eight of Swords. Okay, I have the Knight of Wands coming out at what you don't see coming in the coming weeks, okay? So this is a beautiful energy of just saying things are really going to take off, okay? So once you kind of surrender to this energy here, I have the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. This is saying that, again, you might be a little bit trapped in the fear, a little bit trapped of not really seeing what's happening here, which is why you're being asked to have faith, to kind of release a little bit of that control and know that you're not stuck here in this Eight of Swords. You may be feeling uncomfortable through these changes, you're the one kind of keeping yourself here, just, ruminating over either the past and the changes or the fear of what's to come here in the future. Okay. So just kind of take it easy, get a little bit grounded, get back into yourself, and maybe find, again, some of those fun, lighthearted energies to partake in. And if you have friends or family around that are around and you still hold near and dear, maybe you can really focus on connecting with them and feeling a little bit better about all of these changes. Okay. But here with the Knight of Wands playing out in the coming weeks, this is telling me that you're going to get your mojo back. Things are beginning to, start to pick up here pretty soon in the coming weeks, and you're going to start to feel that surge of energy again. Oftentimes when we go through a significant transformation, we have a period where we need to integrate, okay? It's like a liminal energy where we're in that holding space, and so we can feel really uncomfortable in that holding space. Really, really uncomfortable, okay? Because it feels like nothing's happening, but everything's happening all at once inside of us, but maybe nothing on the outside. Okay, so what this is saying is that you may feel like you're going nowhere fast, but that's not really, the case here. Okay. So this is saying that soon you're going to get some of that energy back and you're going to feel really good and you're going to be able to move positively forward in this direction, seeing that all of this was for a good reason and that you're happy to be on the other side of it. Okay. So I think the coming weeks look really positive for you. You're entering into a beautiful time of becoming the best version of yourself. And congratulations. That's no easy feat. So I hope you found this reading to be helpful. And until I see you again, take care.